Hello, candle lovers. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Greg, and this is All About Candles. Happy Halloween, everybody. Here we are, October 31st. I really do love Halloween. This Halloween in particular, because I do not have to go back to work until Tuesday. I am taking a quite extended long weekend to go to Vancouver with my friend Teddy for a concert. And so today I'm recording multiple reviews, so I have stuff to post while I'm away. So don't you worry, it's going to be business as usual here at All About Candles. Today I have a review for you from Village Candle, and this is Ghost Cemetery. And I wanted to review this candle specifically today because I think that this ended up being my favorite Halloween candle this year. And this isn't a new Halloween candle. Village has been putting this out for quite a long time now. It is my second time burning it, but it's my first time having a YouTube channel when it's Halloween, so this was my favorite Halloween candle this year, guys. Ghost Cemetery by Village. It's quite discolored now, obviously. I mean, I burnt this sucker down until it was done and done, but it was a really, really beautiful shade of white wax when I first got it, and I do like the spooky, like, Ghost Cemetery label on there. I really, really enjoyed my Village Halloween candles this year. This one and Haunted Mansion, which I also have a review out for, are just awesome Halloween candles, in my opinion. All of these candles are 21.25 ounces of paraffin wax with 2 wicks and a 170-hour burn time. Let's talk about the fragrance because we have a scent story, and you all know how much I love doing a dramatic reading of a scent story. Spend a chilly and haunting evening in the midst of a foggy gray cemetery where ghouls, ghosts, and spirits of the night linger and watch you from above. The mysterious scent both frightens and brings comfort to the air. Okay, so these are some interesting fragrance notes. Top notes: incense, cinnamon, fir needles, black pepper. Mid notes: coconut, clove, and coffee. And then the base notes are tonka, vanilla, white musk, sandalwood, cedarwood, and patchouli. Now, normally when we get that many scent notes for a candle, I'm quite skeptical about those scent notes actually being in the candle. And so I will say I don't pick up on the cinnamon, and I don't really pick up on the coffee either, but everything else I can really pick out in this candle. It's quite layered, it's quite nicely balanced. I really, really like this one. It's a very sort of like smooth mid-range vibe, and what you pick up first and foremost is probably like an incensey clove note. Yeah, you sort of pick up on that clove and sort of a balsamy pine for sure on top. And the coconut note in this, it's definitely not a coconut candle, but there is a bit of like a creamy sweetness to it. And I don't think that I would necessarily pick out coconut just smelling it, but reading it in the scent notes, it does make sense. There's sort of that creamy, like fruity, sort of flaky coconut vibe to this in a sense, but you kind of have to be searching for it to really pick it out, but it is definitely there. And that is kind of what makes up like the mid-level of this candle. So on top you have sort of a clovey, a patchouli, a balsaminess, and then the mid-note is kind of like this smooth, sort of clovey and coconutty type of vibe. And then what I really like about this candle is in the base. You have a really interesting sort of wood blend with a quite pronounced tonka. And I love tonka bean. And so often I feel like candles will list tonka bean as a scent note, when in fact it's really just a type of vanilla. Tonka to me is, yes, it is somewhat similar to vanilla, but is a very different thing from vanilla. And what I love the most about this candle is on the base, you absolutely pick up on like a nice and smooth, creamy tonka. And it mixes in with like this sort of woodsy note. I don't know if I would necessarily pick out sandalwood, cedarwood, patchouli for sure, musk absolutely, and then it's really more of a balsamy woodness to me. But I really, really like it. I could smell this candle forever. And like I said, there's like a rich, deep tonka note on the bottom that really just seals the deal for me on this one. I've been talking about this a lot during Halloween, but my favorite Halloween candles are candles that do have sort of a weird spookiness to them, but aren't a total turnoff. And this candle really nails that for me. It's a very, very pleasant, yet dark, complex, and strange aroma. Yeah, this one's really, really good. I will absolutely be repurchasing this candle. I do have a hard time always recommending Village candles. You have to be very patient with them. So moving on to performance, overall, I would say that this candle did all right. I do burn Village candles usually in a smaller space at my desk to make sure that I am able to enjoy a decent amount of strength from them. Village candles do tend to get a bit more lost in an open concept. I find that a hurricane really does wonders for a Village candle, and you never want to trim the wicks. On this format of Village candle, with the 2 wicks in the large jars, you don't actually want to trim these wicks. And I'd say that it performed all right. I'd say that strength and throw, like I said, in a bit of a smaller space in a hurricane on my desk, I got it up to about a 6.5, I think. The thing about Village candles is you do have to be patient with them. Some burns are better than others. When you're in the real sort of mid of the candle here, the burns do get quite consistent. It starts pooling out in a pretty reasonable amount of time, and you do start picking up on some more strength and throw. But almost every Village candle I've ever burned has gone through a period where it's teeny tiny wicks and itty bitty flames, and all you can really do is just like let it ride the wave and fix itself. And so since these are 170-hour burn times, I would say that these Village candles aren't for everybody, but I really, really do like them. I like being able to burn a candle for like 4, 5, 6 hours at a time if I want to, and I like candles that last for a while. As long as I'm impressed with like the fragrance and the performance, I like a candle that I can burn for like 2 years, you know what I mean? It'll get me through like 2 Halloween seasons. You can get these on the American website for $21.95. You can get them in Canada on Amazon Canada for about $30. And I actually really think that that's a decent deal, because if you think about it, a 170-hour burn time, I mean, that's like going through 7 or 8 candles from Bath and Body Works, right? 7 or 8 candles from Goose Creek, like 2 larger candles, 2 or 3 larger candles from Yankee. So if you like the fragrance and you get a good performer, I really do think that these are a pretty good bang for your buck. And Ghost Cemetery just has really impressed me both times that I've tried it. You know, with the caveat that you have to sort of manage your expectations. Like I said, I burn this like fairly close to me on my desk in a smaller space and really get more than enough fragrance out of it that way for me to enjoy it. But this isn't necessarily a candle that I'd recommend if you want to put it in your open concept area and really be knocked down by the fragrance. Then this isn't what you're looking for. So, you know, I feel like we are moving into an era now where we kind of have to really come to terms with what our expectations are for candles and what we want out of candles, where we burn the candles, how much strength is good strength, you know? know? And I think that a lot of candle brands, there's so much personal preference involved, right? And, you know, fragrance is subjective, but I like to speak to performance as much as I can. And I will say it's not the greatest performing candle in the world, but for what I like to use it for, it's more than adequate, and I really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, Ghost Cemetery. Happy Halloween, everybody. You're gonna be watching pre-recorded videos from tomorrow all the way until Tuesday, but I've got plenty of good content coming up for you. I've got the Wizard of Oz Goose Creek haul coming up on Saturday. On Sunday, I'll have the weekly wax wrap up, and I'll be back to recording live on Tuesday with a candle review for you folks. Thank you so much for joining me. You can follow me on Instagram at allabootcandles. Email me your burning questions at allabootcandles@gmail.com. And hey, if you could hit me up with a like, comment, subscription, that would mean the world to me. Until next time, my dear candle-loving friends, let's burn some candles and bitch about it. Thanks, folks. Bye now.